Shalom. I want to start by saying all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Hakwadash, the honesty apostles, bishops, elders, great millstone, and salutation. I can push this word, sincerity and honesty, full leg constantly enduring. Shalom. My name is Korah Allah. Lord willing, this is edifying. Some scriptures of exhortations, and it's for the elect. Okay, the whole full elect, which includes myself also. Because that's how the spirit flows. But let me start Matthew 24 and 36. It says, "But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only." Right, the return of Yahweh Shai. The ultimately what is salvation for the elect. Okay, only the Most High has that day. We don't claim to tell you exactly what day the Lord is coming back, but we tell you according to prophecies, this is happening now, and this has to happen next. For example, the chip has to come into play. The MOTB has to be established. Okay, and World War III has to happen, and we're watching all these things happen play by play. So it's only right to say, we could be out of here. To round it off, we could be out of here by the 2 years, 3 years, because all these prophecies are coming into play. Okay, it says, Matthew 24 and 37, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." Right? "For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark." So Noah's out there for 127 years. Right? Let me just make sure. Slakia, 120 years. Noah's out there 120 years prophesying, you know. Now, before there was Israelites on the land, but they were always the Lord's people. They were always sons of God. All right, which later on that'll be established as Israelites, right? Because you had Noah, then you had Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and ultimately Israel comes out of the land out of the line of Shem, or Shem in the Hebrew, which is to say name. Okay, so let's go back real quick. It says Matthew 24 and 34, "Verily I say unto you," hold on now. Okay, Matthew 24 and 37, it says, "But as the days of Noah were, so also shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage." So that tells you what? That Noah, that the Lord always had prophets prophesying. Okay, so that destruction is going to be something significant, and the Lord had prophets prophesying. Okay, the same way this upcoming destruction is going to be significant. All right, and guess what? The Lord has prophets out there prophesying and warning the people. "But as the days of Noah, so shall also the coming Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark." So they were doing all sorts of folly. Okay, marrying, giving into marriage. They were, you know, excessively going into folly and pleasures of the world. But not focusing on pleasing Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. See, that's what's going to separate the elect from the two-thirds. Okay, and then Noah entered into the ark, which Noah represents the prophets today, and the ark represents the chariots of the Heavenly Father. Okay, it says, "And knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." Right, so that flood is going to be that nuclear fire, which the flood was the first death, and the nuclear fire that's come, the nuclear fire is going to come upon this place. It's going to be the second death. Then shall two, right? So it says, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Quick precept. What is this? Um, let's go to Isaiah 26 and 20. It says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chamber, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpast. Right? The righteous anger. What's that indignation? What's that consist of? Destruction. Right? Nuclear fire. It says, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. So it's going to be exposing in that day, man. Right? Ultimately, Esau, even these heathen nations, because why the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Israelite people, we've been slain. You know, we've been slain, and mostly it's been hidden through history. You know, to try to hide the atrocities done, just how bad it was, just how severe it was to the people, the Lord's people. But now it's gonna be made clear, mainly by fire, by that destruction. You know, because you got to be messed up to really be destroyed like that. All right, because it's gonna be overkill. So let's go back. This is Second Peter's. Yeah, and like I said, man, marrying and giving to Mary. So you're gonna have Jake. Jake is gonna be all bugged out. You know, they really don't want to hear that. If you trying to indulging yourself in folly, indulging yourself in the cares of the world, you don't want to hear about the truth. You don't want to hear about Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the world being destroyed, right? You trying to build a house. You trying to build an empire. You trying to build a family. Okay. So it says 2 Peter 3 and 3 says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts. Right? So you had those scoffers. You might have a Jake that, might have some money, might have a successful business, okay? And he might have that pride. That pride builds up in Jake. When Jake gets some money, they get prideful, right? They turn into know-it-alls. And that's a common thing. That's a common thing that always happens. That's why the Lord always humbles certain kings when they get out of line. Okay, like Saul. You know, it says, know this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. So people gonna be scoffing. Why? Because the truth is coming out, and the truth is the total opposite of what this world represents. Right? And saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. So since we went into captivity, the falling away, it's been, business as usual. Kingdoms come and kingdoms go, but we still in captivity, right? Or whatever the case may be. But here it is now. We at that time. You know, these scoffers is getting real quiet. Okay, and not only that, but these scoffers, they're being they're being convicted, right? Because they know, through the spirit, GMS. I'm gonna say GMS because that's who the Lord is dealing with right now through the spirit. Not so much as the title itself, but just you know It's the people, starting with the apostles and on down to the bishops, the elders, you know, pushing out this word, enduring the test of time, right? And saying it says, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. But now at the time of the end. Okay. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, right? Because outer space is basically uh, um, water in a gas form, okay? And then you have the earth, which is separated from outer space by the ozone layer, okay? So it says, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished, right? Going into the time of Noah. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Okay, the day of judgment and perdition for ungodly men, right? Reserved unto fire, and that fire is being created by way of those nuclear missiles, right? Those scientists is in the lab splitting atoms, right? And that's all through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, just for this day. All right. Let me see if I get a precept real quick. If I can't, then I won't bother. Bear with me. This is what's that? Let me see. Psalm 141 and verse 10. It says let's go to 141 and 9. It says, keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and gins of the workers of iniquity. What's one of those snares? Um, Christianity. Okay. Um, or Christianity, teachings, what they teach in the Bible, these different branches of uh, Catholic Church or whatever. All those are snares, right? The alphanumerical chip is a snare. You know, it says, "Let the wicked fall into their own nets, built that I withal escape." Right, and ultimately, Esau created those nuclear missiles. That's a snare too. Okay, and guess what? They're gonna be destroyed by those nuclear missiles. And that's the Lord being um you know comical, making mockery of Esau and their plans. All right. So let's jump from there. Let's go to Second Timothy's. Let's go to Second Timothy's 3 and 1. It says, knowing this, know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Yeah, these are the last days, and we moving into perilous times. Right. Let's go to the word perilous. Let's go to Strong's G5 G5467, and I'll let it speak.
Chalipas. Chalipas.
Okay, and it says hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. Okay, we moving into those times, and how is this happening? How are we moving into this? How do you see perilous times coming upon this place again? Going into prophecies. Okay, the Lord have to give you those eyes to see and those ears to hear, which is spiritual, man. If you look what's going on with the eggs, no more eggs. They're saying the beef is polluted. The water's polluted. Some places you can't even drink the tap water. You got to survive off bottled waters. Okay. So what happens if they start bringing in water into that town? Do you know how to purify water? All right. So people gonna be fighting each other for water, going into like another man's property and harming that man and their family for water. Okay. You might not want to do it, but when when you're desperate in desperate times, that's what people do. Okay, it was a quote. I forgot who said it. It went like, when people lose it all, they lose it. You know, so that's the perilous times this place is coming into. You got martial law. You got plagues. Okay, you got famines. Right, the dollar collapsing. All right, the oil price is about to skyrocket, which could lead to all kinds of um I would say lockouts or strikes. Right now, if the trucks go on strike, then you can't have certain things, certain foods come to your neighborhood, right? Those because the grocery stores only last for about 3 days. So that's perilous times come to this place, man. It's gonna be blood in the streets, like that movie called Civil War. That's a good movie to check out, also, because that's perilous times, But that's the times we have to go through before this place is destroyed and the elect is delivered. It says, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy." And that says a lot, man. All right, who are the parents? Who are your spiritual parents? The elect. Okay, well, starting with the apostles. All right, the men that's teaching you. All right, and we know the head stone, Pastor Hall, Pastor Gabar, Pastor Ramla, Pastor Rakar. Okay, you got the bishops. All right, and the elders that's been in this thing, man, that's been doing this thing consistently. Okay, it says, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers." That's a spirit. That's the spirit that you gotta watch out for, right? Cause although you had this truth, it's not on us that we have this truth. It's all through Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Okay, that's where you get the increase from. It's not just because, oh, I've been studying and I've been reading it and I researched it and I didn't, you didn't do it, so I'm better than you. No, but the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah is on you according to your faith. That's how you did that. All right. And faith is a gift. It says it says for men shall love it says for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, and we seen that. Disobedient to parents, we're seeing that. Unthankful, unholy. It says without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, um, incontent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. And you know what? A lot of everything that's being read right here in these two verses is directly how the men of the Lord are being approached. Okay, people are unthankful, people are unholy, people are disobedient, people are blasphemous, boasters, people are proud, right? Proud towards the elect, proud towards the word. First and foremost, proud towards Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. People that have been false accusers, people that have been fierce despisers of those that are good, all right? Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High. And that's exactly how it is in the world. And um that's exactly why the prophets are not loved or can't get along with this world, because we telling you this world's gonna be destroyed. We telling you, you know, whatever it is that you're so passionate about is gonna be the reason you're destroyed. So that's hard to really, that's a tough pill to swallow. It says having a form of godliness, but deny the power thereof. From much from such turn away. Okay, so men like that you ain't supposed to really be around, or um, you know, partner up with. Like you wanna, like you got that guy. I don't want to talk about this dude with his situation with his woman. You know, but before all of that, you had this dude Sakari going on shows with 21 Jumper, and with these weird people. You know, so when you around that spirit, you're not you're doing yourself a disservice. You know, because your spirit is at war with your flesh. Your flesh is like the worldly side of you, right? And the spirit is the holy side of you. So when you around the world, you consuming yourself around the world. Okay, when you do spiritual things, you consume yourself around the spirit. You combat the world, right? But when you bring yourself with the world, it's like going to work. You go to work around 2/3 all day, and you come home, you find yourself saying the certain slangs that you heard 2/3 saying. Okay, like YN. Or look at these YNs. You heard that shit from 2/3. All right, a YN is a young nigga. So that's a 2/3 slang. But if now you around brothers, you gonna say, you know, Akim. You know, you gonna start saying more spiritual things. You know, I believe young is Ilam. I believe in the Hebrew. Anyways, let me finish this up. This is uh this is what it is right here. Jude 1 and 3. It says, Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that you should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. So earnestly contend for the faith. All right. And the faith is, doing the works. You don't gotta be in GMS to do the works, right? But you gotta do the works. That's between you and Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. How you carry yourself in these streets, off camera, on camera, when you at work, when you're not around the brotherhood, okay? Because all that is gonna be a witness on you, because you might be doing some folly at work, and then you could be out there prophesying, and then somebody might see you from work and say, "Yo, you be doing some stupid shit at work. You be having these gay ass jokes, right?" But it said, I'll read it again and get to the point. It says, "And exhort you that you should earnestly," what I'm gonna do real quick. Go to that word earnestly. Slakia. Right. Earnestly shows. Well, it don't have earnestly, but it has contend. Okay. And contend is to struggle for, like you at war. You at war right now. You fighting for your life. Okay, which we all fighting for our lives, you know, spiritually, right? And I'm gonna end this. Let me see. I know I have one more precept here. Slacky, it's the last precept, and I'm gonna close it up. Uh, 1 Corinthians 9:26. Okay, I'm gonna close this up. Salakia. This is 1 Corinthians 9, and I start 25. It says, "And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they that do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible." So you're temperate in all things. You know, you might indulge in some things, but you understand that that's something, you know, you might feed the flesh a little bit, okay? But that ain't the main thing, okay? Back to your diet, you know, which the diet is the truth. You know, we on a strict diet right now spiritually, okay? Because this word is also known as food. All right. So it says, and every man that striveth for the mastery, right? Whether you know you the mastery to be number one, to be the best, you contending for the faith, right? It says is temperate in all things. Like Mayweather don't eat junk food and shit like that. If you're an athlete, you can't eat those drink sodas and eat French fries, right? But then you might have a cheat meal, okay? It says, but even on a cheat meal, you're not gonna take it overboard, right? You still temperate. So it's the same thing with this faith. You know, our main thing is do the lessons, study, but you can't study all day. So you might have to chill out for a little bit, watch TV, watch a basketball game. Okay, you might have a lady she might want to go somewhere. You take her somewhere, right? You indulge in that, but that's it's a cutoff time. All right, cool. Back to the word now. All right. So it says, and that's the problem too with you know some people. You know, I'll say that's another spirit, another temptation. You know, because once you indulge, it feels good. You want to keep going and keep going, but you can't. You got to fight that spirit. It says, "I therefore so run." It says, "I there so I there so I there so run, not as uncertainly." It says, "So fight not as one that beateth the air." So Paul is saying, what? I'm not running uncertainty, like I don't know where I'm going. I'm running with purpose. I'm running with conviction, right? So we out here in prophesying with conviction. All right, we telling you the truth with conviction. You look at us like we crazy, but we don't care because we have conviction and we know we're right. Through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So if I not as one that beateth the air, yeah, this ain't practice. All right, we ain't sparring. This is real. Okay, this is really for the win. It says, "But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway." Yeah, you don't be a castaway or a hypocrite. All right. So Paul said he keep under his body, meaning disciplined. He's disciplined. He's disciplined. Okay, so that's how we gotta be. through the Spirit. So lowest edifying lesson, no one say all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Hakwadash. Double honesty, apostle, Bishop, Elsewhere, Millstone, and say, Chase, I can preach this word. You know, honesty. Shalom.